You're right there. Bit of a discussion time with myself. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for a title, thumbnail, blah blah blah. But it's my me let venting about Games Workshop and how their actions, and maybe community actions and stuff like that have killed my enthusiasm for the hobby. Um, Killed may be a strong term, but it's the only one that comes to mind at the moment. There's no script. This is straight off the cuff. All right. So, Games Workshop gets a lot of flack. All right. There's a couple reasons why. First one, they're huge. They are damn huge. Um, so even if they upset 10% of their customer base, that 10% is mammoth. Now we got access to the internet, easier, smartphones, social media, forums, discussions. We can voice our opinions so much easier than ever before. So the positive and the negative opinions, so easy to spread. Humanity, we love negativity. Whether we like to admit it or not, we get magpied to it. Like moth to a flame. Alright? In retrospect, I'm recording this while I'm ill and the night before my birthday. One moment. But I just needed to get this off my chest. Especially this cold. It's doing my nutting. The season for flus. So, yeah. So, they're so big. Humanity has access to social media like never before. And it feels like Games Workshop's got a proper monopoly to a certain extent, which people don't like that idea. They're very anti monopoly, anti big businesses and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of that around. Fourthly, from their business choices, whether right or wrong, there's a living crisis going on, especially in the United Kingdom. At this moment in time, me recording, me voicing right now, there is a living crisis. There is people having to choose whether to put the heating on or food in their belly. People don't have the expendable cash like they used to enjoy this hobby. This wargaming hobby. Not Warhammer, wargaming hobby. Because, okay, a lot of us use wargaming, use our hobbies to vent, to escape from the negativity in our world. But when your hobby, your escape, starts to become negative itself, for right or wrong, for your own opinion or not, or the opinions around you, whatever, what are you going to do? Mentally, psychologically, you're going to start being dragged down. And it doesn't take 2 seconds to go on YouTube, for example. Games Workshop hate. Load of videos out there. A load of videos out there. Load of Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, Reddit. And from my personal opinion, like, I haven't played a Games Workshop game now for over 3-4 months. I want to play, I want to enjoy it, but the bad feels I get out of playing it, they're not going away. They're not going away. For my own personal feelings, their business choices are not great. One of the biggest ones that really winds me up, and a lot of people, is their fear of missing out business setup, where they do limited box sets, which look to be great value in the pricing of Games Workshop pricing, but because they're so limited, people dive on them. And then, you know, if they're so cheap, why can't Games Workshop then produce single boxes, the units, the characters, the models, close to that price in the first place? Why can't they do that? They got box sets out there that were like 120, 150 quid. But if you bought it all separately, it's double or more. Why? Now, I know there's plenty of reasons why. But think about it. Why? They're not losing money on these box sets. Fear of missing out is a business tactic. And it's so difficult to keep up with armies these days. If you have a full-time job, full-time life of doing stuff, it's difficult to keep up with a game system, let alone if you've got a few armies in that game systems, let alone if you are active in a few game systems. What happens if you have 1 or 2 armies in 40k, 1 or 2 armies in Age of Sigmar or Warhammer Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, let's say, and maybe an army in Heresy. So you got 5 armies. New models for those armies keep coming out, which is not a bad thing. Adds to it. Adds some spice, stops it getting stale, fine. New rules come out. Then, because those rules weren't balanced, here's updates for each of your armies. In each different game system, they keep getting balanced. And unless you are somehow religious with your gaming and that's all you do, you're going to struggle. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to, fanboy at me. Now, I'm not saying fans, I'm saying fanboys. The ones that just don't like any negativity around what they like. And they'll get their torches and their pitchforks out and go, Mark, you're talking nonsense. But think about it. A lot of us now that started in this wargaming hobby, I started in the 90s. I now just want to chill out and relax. I just want to roll some dice. And I know some people say, don't play with FAQs, don't play with this. But what happens if those FAQs balance something critically wrong with your army? That it makes it actually unplayable for a very obvious reason. Well, you can't pick and choose what FAQ you want to play with. You can't suddenly say, I want to play with this one, but not this one. It don't really work like that. It's not really fair. Because, I should be excited. I have my other half and friends of mine, kind of inquiring. And family, as I said, family inquiring, what do you want for your birthday and stuff? No, I was like, I'm fine. Said, any of your miniatures? I was like, no, thank you. I have no desire. Like, I love my Fire Slayers. I love my Karajan Overlords, Dark Angels, my Black Templars. Things like that. My Soul Blight, my Undead. I should be ecstatic that Old World's coming back. I get my dwarves and things like that. My Lion, oh my god, I'm trying not to swear. But Lion, the Primarch of the first Legion has came back in the 40k universe. I've got the model. He's in the box. Still in the box. I don't know of any cure, alright? I'm one of the 10% out there. 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever. One of the upset percent. Because I think the problem is, a lot of us have been in this hobby for so long that our passion is now feeling like it's being used against us, maybe. Maybe we're getting peer pressured into keeping up with it. Oh, well, you know, they're a business after all, blah, 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 blah. It feels like if you're not with us, you're against us kind of attitude. Pardon me? It's not very fair. Not very fair. The community posts, they've dulled down now, but it was in like 9th edition 40k. A fair few of them were like, play with these rules. They're really, really powerful. And then you read into it, it's like, yeah, because you're playing to the meta chasers, the tournament players, buy this new stuff because their rules are broken. Like, don't get me wrong, I put it on YouTube. My rant about the Votann. Why does it feel like rules are coming out half-baked? A lot of the time, stuff is not coming out balanced. 10th edition was supposed to be for me, a great opportunity to be like, it's all hitting the reset, it's all having their indexes and stuff like that. But there's a massive imbalance between the armies. In their index form, that's supposed to be ground zero. Version 1 of all the armies. But it's a massive imbalance. From a casual point of view to a tournament point of view. Not fun. It's not fun. You know, your armies are... I had a 3,000 point Votann force. Emphasis had. It's now less than 2,000 points. Because their rules balancing is, oh, let's just make them as dirt cheap as possible to balance it. Sorry, the Votann, from a lore point of view, are wrought, built to be the best they can be in that role. They're not guardsmen. I'm not saying they're supposed to be space marines, but they're not guardsmen. Why are they so damn cheap? Oh, it's for them balancing it. Then give them better rules for it. And they've been doing this, Gamesworkshop been around for over 40 years. That's where I'm saying the passion turns to being sour and hateful. It's easy, you know, passion will turn to hate quick enough. Now, I will give credit where credit's due. Combining the Games Workshop store and the Forge World store to one site makes sense. Everyone can go to one location. However, very subjective point here. Their pricing. What are they playing at? Now, I say it again. It's subjective, but you cannot lie when you turn around and go... Website's crashed by the looks of it. Yep. So you go on, say, Horus Heresy, for example. Okay, 45 and 50 quid. I don't understand why there's a £5 difference between Mark 6 and Mark 3. I don't understand that. But then, filter... I want new releases. Or wait a minute, let's go to resin. Why is the Castellan £40? Resin is cheaper to produce than plastic. Simple as that. It's cheaper to produce. I'm not going to say value-wise, but it's cheaper. Even if it's on the same level, why is one miniature the same price as 20? You can argue that all you like. Why? Oh, it's a one-time payment. You normally only get one character in an army. Fine. But it should not be the value of 20 guys. Like, I think that's one of the factors of why a lot of people are vocally upset with Games Workshop, because their pricing is making it very difficult for people to just step into the hobby. It's this big bulwark to try and get through. it's not something that you could just spend a little bit of pocket money on. You can't do that. Try not to sneeze. It's just difficult, and I don't know the magical answer. I don't, and I am trying to be articulated as possible without trying to be full-blown rant. I love the designs. I love the miniatures. I love the lore. I love the worlds that they produce and their books and stuff. It's just their business sense seems to be wring out as much money as possible. And you can say that's businesses in general. But why is Games Workshop being allowed to potentially get away with what they are? But you got other things out there. The music and the movie industry had to change and develop, you know, for different reasons. You got the gaming industry. They're held more accountable. DLC for Total War went up by like £2 or £3. Uproar. They seem to be having this wonderful get out of jail free card. And yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to sell my models and move on because I think that's the problem. There's so many people that have invested so much money, they don't want to just give up and walk away. They are hoping for a better, you know, grass is greener on the other side. But normally it's fertilized with by crap. And yeah, I really don't know what to do. And, you know, as I said, I alluded to, Dark Angels, they're a big love for me. They're one of the things that I first got into in this hobby. I should be ecstatic. I should be like, oh, my lion's leading a march forward and all this and all that. But then you play a game and it feels that you either win by wiping out the opponent or you lose massively. And you can say, oh, play casual, play this, play that. But if you've got a very weak army, as in rules army, versus a very strong army, it doesn't matter if you got a casual mix in both armies, you're on the back foot. It shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't feel bad for bringing out the miniatures that you've spent time and money and passion into, and you feel like you've wasted your time, you know. But I'm going to leave the video there. I genuinely don't know what Games Workshop can do. I don't know where I feel like I'm going to be able to go with Games Workshop from a personal point of view. As I said, I got my Sons of Behemoth, I got my Fire Slaves, my Kharadron Overlords, my Soul Blight, my Dark Angels, my Primaris, I got my Talon, my Imperial Guard, my Knights, I got my Horus Heresy, I got my Rohan, Underworlds, things like that. I've got so many different things. But then I got other game systems as well, other games out there. From like TT Combat, Night Models, MCP, things like that. But I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know, and I'm trying to be open and honest with people out there, and I don't want this turned into some pitchfork, you know, comment forum or anything like that. I honestly don't want that. I just want to know if other people are out there, are in the same boat, that they want it to work, but they're kind of stuck and they're not sure what to do. But yeah, this is, you know, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, just comment down below if you're in the same kind of boat. I'd like to see, you know, what's going on out there. But anyway, thank you so very, very much for watching through to the end of this very unorthodox video. Hopefully I'll feel better for future content. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm going to go and probably hit the hay, have an early night, and hopefully enjoy my birthday. But anyway, have a great one, and I'll see you around. Take care.